Hey there folks, welcome back to another video. Well, some of you have been asking what became of your beautiful little wildlife pond that we enjoyed looking at a while back. I've had limited amounts of water. What that has meant is that I've had to conserve water, and unfortunately the little pond here was last on the list to get more water. So as some of you may know, I get most of my water right from my roof on the little cabin. Goes about 45 feet underground and then over into my cool little 1,200 gallon tank. So we haven't had any serious monsoon rains yet, and so this tank only has about this much water in it. So naturally I've been trying to conserve it, and so working on the little pond has been a really low priority. So as you can see, it's a total mess. The little landing I had, the mule deer stood on it, broke it, and knocked it in. The pump is hiding down in there somewhere. I don't even know whether it works or not. And the water's all full of algae. It's really putrid. There's a couple bullfrogs that may or may not have survived. We'll see. That could be interesting, just seeing what's in the bottom of this thing. So we're supposed to get some nice monsoon rains later in the week. We'll see about that. But today is Operation Pond Rescue. Get these stones out of here. All right, we'll see if we can rescue this landing thing. I think I can repair it. We'll see. And here it is, the famous pump. But is it alive? Will it work? All right, I'm really full of hope here. Cautious hope. So first, we're going to clean up the solar panel that runs the pump. Pretty dirty looking. Now the pump. Wow. And it looks like it's been through a lot, which it has. So there's a little area you can take apart. First off, clean the little sponge thing, which is pretty deteriorated. Surprised it's not more deteriorated than it is. So this pump hasn't been used for months. It's just sat at the bottom of the pond. And I got it on Amazon about 5 years ago, I think. And it's never missed a beat. It's been amazing. All right, we'll try our famous wire brush. This gets tucked in here first. There we go, we're all tucked in now. And that's there. Now we got the panel. In goes the pump. The panel is in bright sunlight, and the connector here is always a little kooky, so I'll try that. Look at that, folks. So, who was betting it wouldn't work? You lost. Boy, am I happy. Now the fun part, rescuing some of these rocks that the mule deer knocked down in here. And of course wondering what kind of creatures are in here. So a great question would be, Don, why didn't you make this so it was all filtered and the water kept clean? Honestly, I just didn't have the cash for an expensive pump system to keep it all clean. But I've got a DIY, inexpensive idea that I think will work. Okay, so this was a pretty easy chore. I expected amphibians, reptiles, and all kinds of wildlife in here, but there wasn't anyone home. So these rocks here hold this membrane in place, and its purpose is just to disguise the pond liner. Now, I can actually put the pump back in here. Still hard to believe this works. There, we got our pump back in place. Happy days. Now, a real stroke of good fortune. When the mule deer stood on this guy, all they did was pull the wire all the way out. Okay, so I put it back in, and I'm going to try to rewire this all up again. And if I keep the pond full, then the deer won't have any reason to stand in this to reach even further for water. That's good and sturdy. This is just kind of just to disguise the wire. So let's slip it back over again. And of course you may be asking, why on earth is this thing here anyway? Some of you were kind of worried about rabbits and things that fell in here into the pond and had no way of getting out. If they swam to the edge, they couldn't climb out. And that was legitimate. And so to make it safer for small animals, that's what this is for. It also doubles as a great place for birds to perch and then drink from the pond as well. There we go. I can't take credit for this. I saw it online, another YouTube video, and essentially what it is creating a filter, inexpensive filter, out of a 5-gallon bucket. Well, and that kind of chewed things up pretty quick. All right, I found a rubber hammer. Okay, so this rim that holds things together is now in place. And that fits nicely. So we're well on our way to creating a cool filter. Now, I ended up with a dishwasher drain hose kit I got at Home Depot. And as usual, everything is way too tough to take apart by ripping it like the old days when I was a kid. So I'm going to cut this because I've got more than enough of it. That's cut off. And look at that. That is fitting. On the pump. It's going on really well. Yeah, it's on really well, which is good. I'm shocked that that's on as good as it is. Now we'll take our Vigoro Lava Rock, and again it's on the small side. It shouldn't be any smaller than 1/4 inch for this work. And we'll call that good. And we'll fill it right up to about the top of the pump. Something like that. So I'm a little pessimistic. I've never done this before. Maybe the pump's so buried it won't work well. So let's try it and see what happens. Well, that answers that question. Good. Now next comes a pillow because I'm kind of tired. Oh yeah, I'm working. Oh yeah, the pillow. So this pillow is nice and neat and clean. Not. I had it in the back of my Toyota Corolla so that when I shut the trunk, if I had something delicate like PVC that I didn't want broken or whatever, I would put the pillow on top of that and then jam the trunk down on top of that. But for now I have better plans for it. Now the all-important batting. Now we'll put the top on. Alright folks, well I hope this DIY filter does the trick, keeps the little pond nice and clean, so I just keep adding water and not have to do a major clean out every 6 months, because that's what I used to do. You'll want to stay tuned in the months to come just to see how well this works. Not perfect, but I think we're going to go ahead and mortar these in. Now a big question might be, Don, why didn't you put these in place with mortar years ago? It's really simple. I had so many issues and problems with the pond liner that I had to keep pulling it up. I pulled it up I think twice before everything's been working now for years. Okay, brand new day and really great day. A little hot, that's okay. And we're going to mortar all these stones finally in place. Hopefully the mule deer won't knock them into the pond after this. We'll see. I'm going to try to sneak the bucket in without disturbing the mortar work, hopefully. So I'm going to hope this filter does its thing. Time to put on my Superman cape. Nope, that wasn't AI, just feeling energetic. So I haven't finished making the edges all nice. I'm going to cover those with some mulch and just build it up to make it look good. I just can't resist. I've got to get this going. I love my pond, so let's put some water in. So it rained really heavily last night, which was fantastic. Wow, I mean, yeah, I got several hundred gallons of water in the big tanks and some in the little tank as well, enough to take the pressure off. So the gorilla cart here was a third full of water, so I just threw the dirt on top of it. Now it kind of looks like chocolate pudding. So speaking of pudding, what's your favorite pudding? Is it chocolate or butterscotch or what kind? I'll tell you what mine is, pistachio. Leave your favorite pudding in the comments below. So all I've got to do now is hook up the little solar panel, the pump kicks in gear, and we should be able to see it work. All right, I got the solar panel all ready, so let's just put it in place. I'll find a better home for it and see what happens. Oh, look at this. And just like that, we're back in action. So my new filter is down in there. It's pretty hard to see right now. I've stirred up the pond trying to clean it up a little bit. So I can't tell if the filter is doing anything or not. It usually takes a few days for you to notice. So you'll want to stay tuned, see if the famous filter actually did work. Well, folks, I am just delighted to have my little pond back in action. I've already had customers, black-throated sparrows actually. They nest here on the property. I love them. They're just so dapper looking. And I bet a lot of the old clientele is going to be here in the next few days. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when that next video is posted. And I'll look forward to seeing all of you on the next video.